it hooked up in my hand right there. All right, so spring is upon us, and with that brings fish and grass. That brings upon this right here. Now, if you can see that, that is my box of lipless crankbaits. Now, for me, lipless crankbaits is probably one of my most hated techniques to fish. It's something that I know catches fish. However, I don't like to throw them. But we're gonna go over it in this video because I know that it's this time of year. For me, I'm gonna throw a lipless crankbait from about the end of January to the end of March. So I did my top 5 baits for February the other day. It'll be, I don't really know how to link the video, so it might be here or there, but it'll be somewhere. It'll be in the description for sure. Go watch that if you haven't seen it, maybe to help you catch some fish in February. But let's go over lipless crankbaits right now. All right, so most of the time when you hear lipless crankbait, you're kind of lost. That's because this is a Bill Lewis rattle trap, and that's what most people will call all lipless crankbaits. You can hear it's got a good little rattle to it. However, there's a lot of different brands. I have one here from Lucky Craft, and it's got a totally different sound and pitch to it. Strike King, they make a good one. The Red Eye Shad. I've got, this is the Booyah. They all have some little differences that make them each their own. So what I'm saying is I classify them in 3 different categories. You have, like, this is a Red Eye. However, this is a Red Eye Shad from Strike King. However, if you listen, if I can grab all the hooks of it, if you listen, it don't have a rattle. That is the split ring rattling. What you hear is the split ring. It is a silent lipless crankbait. You have this one, which is the Lucky Craft, and I think the difference is it's got a lot of little BBs. So it gives a different sound, and I just classify that as a regular lipless rattling crankbait. So then you also have what they call the one knocker, and it is a deeper, a little more girthy type sound. And now most of them will have that little K, or they will have the Strike King, and it will have the 2-tap at the back. So it kind of helps you identify which one's which. Now, of course, with all baits, you've got a gazillion colors, but that's how I break them down. I'm either gonna have the traditional or the deeper sound or no sound at all. So like I said, I'm a fan of the rattle trap. However, it's not my favorite. I've got hundreds. That's just what I keep in the boat. Now, for me, I'm only gonna fish this, like I said, from the end of January to the end of March. There's been very few times that I've been caught fishing a lipless crankbait outside that time parameter. In the winter, the dead of winter, when the fish are stacked up and they're just out in schools, I will yo-yo a rattle trap or a lipless crankbait through them, trigger some strikes. However, this is not my favorite type of bait. Like I said, you have I classify them as 3 different categories just based on their sound. Now, for my lipless crankbait setup, I've got a 6 5-to-1 Shimano Corrado. I've got monofilament on it now. and that will be changed out with some 20-pound braid. I have this is a cheap fiberglass rod. I like a fiberglass rod. However, this rod right here has done the job tremendously, and I bought it for like 20 bucks at Academy. Now, like I said, I'll pair that with 20-pound braid and a 6.5 to 1, 6.3 to 1, that gear ratio range, because you don't want nothing too fast, because most of the time I'm going to be pumping it through grass, letting it just tickle the grass and popping it off and then letting it fall back down. That's usually the method that I'm going to do, the technique, the retrieval technique for the spring. All right, now one thing that I will do with my lipless crankbaits is usually I will take the traditional hooks that come on them off, and I will go up a size to a number 4, but I will do a short shank EWG hook. So that'll make the hook stay closer to the body, but give it a little more gripping space, a little more hookup ratio. I feel like that really helps. It hooked up in my hand right there. I feel like that's about the only modification that I do to them. Now, I will take the Bill Lewis rattle traps. I will change out and put the oval style split ring on, just to help me tie for tying purposes. So, if you have any questions, feel free to ask down in the comments below. Hopefully this helped you. If it did, please hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. It really helps the channel, and I greatly appreciate it. Like, I like making these videos. If there's anything particular that you want to see, be sure to drop me a comment, send me a message, however you need to. I've got my link tree down below in the description. It's got all my social medias. And like I said, hopefully this has you geared up for February. If you want to see the 5 baits for February, it's also going to be linked down below. Watch that for me. See how it helps you prepare for February. Until next time, guys, I greatly appreciate it. And